A business coach told you to stop giving your knowledge away for free. That advice could be costing you Google rankings. This is SEO fucking what? I'm Nikki and I've been doing SEO for over 30 years, before it was even called SEO. I help people like you make money from your website by getting found on search. And today I'm coming for the business coaches. Because something's gone around LinkedIn again, like a sickness bug in a nursery, and every single one of them seems to have caught it at the same fucking time. Stop giving away your best stuff. You're training people to do it themselves. If you tell them how to do it, they'll never pay you to do it. Bollocks. Absolute cast iron, weapons grade bollocks. And I'm not just annoyed about it as a business owner, I'm annoyed about it as an SEO. Because that advice, if you follow it, will keep your website invisible. Let me explain why. Let's start with the funniest bit, because it's right there in front of you, and none of you seem to have said it out loud. Where did you read this advice? Go on, have a think. You read it in a free LinkedIn post, or a free newsletter, or a free webinar with a 40-minute pitch bolted onto the arse end of it. Or a free podcast episode, much like this one, if we're being honest with each other. Every single person telling you that free content devalues your expertise is telling you that via free content, because they want you to buy their expensive thing. They don't believe it. They can't believe it. Their entire business is built on doing the exact opposite of what they're telling you to do. What they actually mean is publish stuff that makes you look clever without being useful enough for anyone to act on it, which is completely different advice, and it's a lot worse. And that, right there, is why so many small business websites are shit. Because you've been told to hold back. So your website has got 4 pages on it. Home, about, services, contact. And the services page says you deliver bespoke solutions tailored to your client's unique requirements, which means the square root of fuck all to a human being and even less to Google. You've got nothing on your site that answers a single question anyone actually types into a search box. And then you sit there wondering why you don't rank. Google's not sitting there thinking, oh, this one's mysterious, let's push her up the results. Google ranks pages that answer questions. If you've published no answers, you've given Google nothing to rank. You've optimized yourself into a filing cabinet. Meanwhile, your competitor down the road, the one that you think is some kind of SEO genius, has written 12 pages explaining how the thing works. They're not cleverer than you, they just weren't afraid to give stuff away for free. And that's the objection, isn't it? Because the biggest objection there is, and I'm not going to pretend there isn't one, is, but Nikki, if I explain how to do it, people will just do it themselves and I'll get no work. Yeah, some of them will. That person was never going to hire you. Let me say that again for the people at the back. That person was never, at any point in any version of this timeline, going to send you a brief and a budget. They were going to Google it and have a go regardless. No. The only question on the table was whether they had a go using your good advice or using some bollocks they found on a content farm written by a bloke who last read anything from Google in about 2019. You haven't lost a client. You've lost somebody who was never a client. And in exchange, you've got a person who knows your name, has had a decent experience of you, and who will say your name out loud when their mate at a networking breakfast says, "Do you know anyone who does this?" And that's where my work comes from. Not from the person who downloads the free guide, from the person that person was talking to on a Tuesday morning over a really shit coffee. And the coaches aren't going to tell you that because it doesn't sell you anything. Here's another thing they're not going to tell you. Free content does your qualifying for you. And I'm going to say it again. Free content qualifies your leads. When somebody reads my guide on fixing your page titles and they get halfway down and think, oh my God, this seems like way too much work, that person lands in my inbox already sold. They know what needs doing. They know why it matters. They've worked out that their time is worth more than the fiddling. That's the easiest conversation in business, and I did none of the selling. The free thing did it while I wasn't looking. Compare that to an inquiry from someone who knows nothing at all. I can spend 3 calls explaining what SEO even is before I can even quote. And then half of them go with a bloke charging 90 quid a month because I've given them no way to tell the difference between him and me. And that's what happens when nobody publishes anything useful. The whole market gets sold on price because price is the only thing anyone can bear. And I know there's a fear underneath all of this, don't give stuff away for free. So let's name it. You think what you know is a finite pile, and every time you hand it over, the pile gets smaller. Eventually, you'll have given away all of your free knowledge and you'll have nothing left to give. But the pile isn't finite, and it doesn't get smaller. What you know is not the same as what you can do with what you know. I can tell you exactly what a good page title looks like. Character count, structure, where the search term goes, what to do about your brand name. All of it free on my site, Help Yourself. I did a whole podcast episode about it. What I can't hand you in a checklist is the judgment that comes from having written thousands of the bloody things and watching what happens next. Which of your 400 pages actually matters? What to do when the obvious search term is owned by a directory site older than your NAV? When to ignore the rule completely because your situation is odd? Nobody's ever read a recipe and become a chef.
Yes, chef! I'm not a chef, I'm an SEO specialist.
That's my analogy for the day, and I'm keeping it because it's the entire argument in a sentence. No one ever read a recipe and became a chef. No one can read your free information and become an expert in what you do. I talked back in episode 10 about what good SEO people look like. And one of the markers I gave you was that they share what they know, openly, without making it feel like a magic trick only they can perform. That's not me being generous. That's me telling you that anyone who treats this stuff as a mysterious black box is usually hiding the fact that there isn't much in the box. Now, there is a real version of don't give it away, hiding underneath all that nonsense, and it's worth digging out because I don't want any of you finishing this episode and going off to work for nothing. The line is between free resources and free labour. They're not the same thing, and knowing where that line sits could save you a fortune. That's coming up, plus your homework, which involves writing 1 page and will probably do more for your rankings than anything you paid for last month. Right, free resources versus free labour. A guide is free, a checklist is free, a blog post, a newsletter, a talk at your local business centre, all free. And they cost me exactly the same whether 1 person uses them or 4,000 people do. I write it once, it works forever. It sits on my website, getting found on Google at 3 a.m. when I'm asleep. Looking at your website is work. Sitting on a call answering your specific questions is work. Producing a bespoke document about your business is work. None of that is generosity. That's unpaid consultancy. And the second you do it, you've taught that person that your time is a free sample. Which is why I've got no patience whatsoever with the free SEO audit. And I've had a proper go at that in its own episode, so I won't do the whole rant again. But quickly, when an agency offers you a free audit, they're not giving you anything. They're running your site through a tool that you could run it through yourself, sticking their logo on the output and using your own broken redirects as a sales pitch. That's not free value. That's a lead magnet with a spreadsheet on top. So, give away the knowledge, charge for the application of it. That's your line, and it stops being awkward about the 4th time you say it out loud. I will give you this information for free. If you want me to implement it, here are my prices. And now your homework. And I mean it, don't file this under, I'll do that one day. First job, think of the question your clients ask you on every single call. Not a keyword, the question. In their words, the one you answer for free, about twice a week, and have done for years. Write it down. Now go and write the answer, properly. The whole answer. Not a teaser with the useful part removed. The whole thing that will help them from A to Z. Put it on your website as a normal page with a proper page title and a heading that matches the question. And that's it. You've just built the exact thing you've been told not to build, and it will outrank most of your service pages within a couple of months, because it does something your services page has never done, which is answer something. The second job, and this is the one people get wrong, you put that answer in a PDF behind an email form. If it's dated, Google can't read it. It does nothing for your rankings. You've taken your best piece of content and locked it in a cupboard. Put the content on the page where it can be crawled and read. And if you want the email addresses, offer a downloadable version of it on that same page. Content out in the open, sign up form at the top. Everybody wins, including you. Your third job, go and look at your service pages with fresh eyes and count how many sentences are actual information versus how many are positioning waffle about your passion for excellence. If it's mostly waffle, that's your content problem, right there, and it came from being told to hold back. Your fourth job, decide your line and write it on a post-it note. Mine is one word, bespoke. Anything about your specific site, in any format, is paid work. Everything else, take it, it's yours. Having that decided in advance means you never have to make the call while somebody's on the phone being lovely at you. Last thing, and then I'll shut up. My friend Holly Christie said something to me while I was writing about this for my newsletter, and I've not been able to shake it. Giving something back is part of the work. Supporting other people and getting the right advice raises the standard of the whole industry. She's right, and it matters more in my industry than most, because the alternative to good free advice is not no advice. It's that idiot on LinkedIn selling a £1,500 AI search audit that doesn't mention the 462 errors on your site. Every decent free thing somebody publishes is one less business getting fleeced. I'll take that trade all day long. If this made you rethink what's on your website, what you're offering on social media, what you're putting in your newsletter, make sure you're following SEO fucking what in whichever app you're listening to right now, so you don't miss the next one. And if you want my SEO knowledge in one place, my non-wanky on-page SEO course is at nonwankyseo.com. Everything I do for clients laid out so that you can do it yourself. And because I believe in what I say here and in my newsletter and on LinkedIn, right now that course is free. Go and have a look, nonwankyseo.com. And if you know someone who's been told to keep their expertise to themselves and can't work out why their website is invisible, send them this episode. Until next time, get found, make money, and give your shit away.